Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 146D. This is a dark bronze anodized aluminum, water return interlocking threshold. So the 146 stands for the profile of what this is. It's a threshold. It's both interlocking and water return, and we'll go over that in a moment. The D stands for dark bronze finish. This is available in several finishes: mill aluminum, gold, satin nickel, bright dip gold as well. Okay, very typical and common finishes. Available in several different lengths as well. We'll go over the lengths in a moment. So the 146, it's both interlocking and water return. Let's take care of the interlock part first. The fact that it's an interlock means that it's going to be at least a two-piece system, sometimes a three-piece system, but this is a two-piece system. Here's what that means. With an interlock threshold, you're going to get what's called a J-hook. If you use your imagination, you can see why it's called a J-hook, and that gets nailed to the bottom of the door. Now, when the J-hook, or the hook strip, is attached to the bottom of the door and the door closes, it mates to the edge of the threshold just like this. And that concept provides an incredibly secure, positive mechanical interlock at the bottom of the door. Okay, very effective at keeping out the transmission of air, temperature, critters from getting underneath your door, etc. Very effective. So the hook strip, and that's galvanized. It's like a dipped galvanized piece of steel for corrosion resistance. Gets nailed to the bottom of the door, and nails are included. We'll show you that in a moment. And locks in like this. Now, the second concept, it's interlocking, but it's also, the second concept is the water return definition of the part number. So what that means is, in this trough here, should any water actually get inside of it, this threshold specifically has what is called a weep hole. You can see it right there. It's an actual hole that's been drilled inside of the trough so that any water that gets in is directed. You can see that hole at the tip of my finger out towards the face of it. Then the face of the threshold right here has a little filed notch. Any water escapes out. That's the concept. Now, I had mentioned that these are sometimes a two-piece or a three-piece system. The one piece is the threshold. The second piece, of course, is going to be the hook strip. You'll always have a two-piece. But if you order this threshold with a water pan, that would be a third piece. This is just a piece of aluminum sheet metal. It's designed to sit underneath the threshold, as you could probably imagine. Just like that. Okay? And helps prevent the situation that you might have of any sort of pooling of water on your sill. The aluminum version of this is very inexpensive. You can discard it, I suppose, if you ended up not using it, but they're very inexpensive. Okay, I like interlocking thresholds, and it's because they're elegant. They're elegant, meaning that they're old technology and they're incredibly effective. Not only are they incredibly effective, but they're long-lasting and durable. I can attest to having seen these installed after decades of use. And quite frankly, the only thing that ends up being replaced is the hook strip. And that's only replaced because generally it's been unintentionally damaged. Or the door is replaced and you can't get the hook strip off because there are literally 30 nails holding it on. It's less expensive to source a new hook strip than it is to pull it off. And you probably can't pull it off without damaging it anyway. So that is what happens. Or if something's left in front of the door and the door is opened up over it, that would be another reason why you might replace it. But the hook strips are incredibly inexpensive. It's hard to have a door sweep and threshold combination become more effective than this positive mechanical seal than an interlocking threshold. Pemko has these available in several different sorts of profiles, base materials, and finishes, but they all are conceptually the same idea. Not all of them have a water return because they're sometimes too short to have a water return principle, but you can always create that should you want. This is their 146, and that means that it's 1.25 inches tall, so this is a bit higher one than standard. but still very common. If I was going to have this installed, I'd want about 1/8 of an inch margin down here, but not really more. You've got some room because of the bird's mouth opening on that hook strip, as you can see, but that's really going to be about the space that you're dealing with. Okay. Now, the concept and the other dimension of the other interlocking thresholds is really just based on your dimensional requirements. They're going to be smaller ones, there'll be wider ones, lots of combinations. And per the drawing, this is 4-inch wide. Okay, so that's not unusual at all for residential applications. And where you're going to see this is obviously a residential application that has an exterior door, back door of a home, garage door, attached garage door. Less common there, of course, because that's an interior door usually. Front door of a home, you're going to see these a lot. Okay, available in several different lengths, as I had said earlier. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back to. The reasoning is if you had to cut this 36-inch piece down to, say, 32-inch, you'd eliminate that countersink. And the next one's all the way over here in the middle. So if you order a custom length, we'll not only locate that first countersink at the proper distance from the edge, but the proper center to center as well. And speaking of those countersinks, screws are included in a complementary finish, plenty long enough. And then those nails we had mentioned earlier, they're just little tiny brad nails. They're right there. Okay. Pemko is a comprehensive manufacturer of all things weather stripping related, not only items residential in nature, but commercial obviously as well. Material made of aluminum like this, stainless steel, and architectural bronze as well. Any questions on the Pemko 146D interlocking threshold with a hook strip? And that water pen, by the way, is an option that you'll either select or specify not required at the time of order. Or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us.